The following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. After speaking with the stones in the Cathedral of Josea, Bretton, Uriel, Trillium and Laramie are ready to hatch a plan. Will they find Drummond? What is the fate of Kingsbury? What is the fate of the entirety of Parandisi? We're one step closer. Enjoy the podcast.
Welcome to the Shed for Adventures from the Shed. Find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. We're jumping right back into our new Frontier game. We'll go around the table high. We'll go around the table high and say quick, if you like. We'll start with this guy here.
Hey, it's Chris. I'm playing the Human Immolator.
Oh, but hey. You don't know his name.
That's what it said.
There you go.
Hey, this is Kelly. I'm playing Trillium, the Druid.
And this is Kurt. I am playing Bretton, the Ranger, who is now running the coolest establishment in Kingsbury.
Yeah.
And I'm Mike, and I'm playing Laramie Burnsteel, Paladin Josea. Go, Joe.
Go, Joe.
Go, Joe.
I am Joe. I will go. I am the game master for this game we are playing. When we last left off, take it away.
We were stuck in the woods, lost, because we all rolled horribly last time. And then Trillium found us, luckily.
She just appeared out of nowhere.
Used some, what was it, woolly mammoth moss? Mm-hmm. For woolly some healing action on Bretton's decrepit arm before I was ready to burn it off. So we saved him an arm. That was pretty cool. And then we noticed that the halfling and the humans that were hanging out with us were not eating food or drinking or bothered by the cold. They were just total drones. And we kind of found out they might be under a spell, but we're not sure. Or they're brainwashed or who knows what's going on. And then we figure our way back to Kingsbury. On the way, it started snowing even more, blizzard-like effect. Took us longer to get there. Got back to town. It was like nothing happened on the outside. Got back into town. Pretty quiet still. Not many things going on. But we did find a decent amount of people hanging out at the... What's the name of the place? What's the name of your place?
Gurgling Goldfish.
The Gurgling Goldfish?
That one.
So we actually had a normal human... establishment, I guess. We got some food and some warmth by the fire.
Some rest.
So some much needed rest. I checked out my forge. It looked like Phineas has been slacking, so I might have to give him a pink slip or something, a little warning before he gets fired. But other than that, we're trying. And then we found out about.
It is important to paper the file for employment law purposes.
Yeah.
And make sure that you've given him proper feedback before you can his ass.
Yes. Exactly.
Now, the good thing, though, is there is no government left to enforce unemployment laws.
Well, I'll enforce it with my own.
There you go.
I am the law. But we found out from some mysterious guy at the Gurgling Goldfish that there's been some dark-robed figures hanging out at Josiah's, what's that place called?
The old temple.
The Gurgling.
The cathedral.
The cathedral, yes. That was the word I was looking for.
I keep trying to use that word to emphasize how grand it is.
Right.
It's a big place.
So we found out they're doing some kind of crazy rituals. We're not sure what the ritual's about, but they have been stealing pieces of the cathedral because they're trying to take away power from the cathedral. It's an obstacle for these guys for some reason. I think that's where we left off.
Sounds good.
Cool. And it does.
And I don't know what my name is. They keep telling me it's like some yo-yo or urination thing, but I don't believe them.
Urethra.
It's bathroom.
Yeah.
Ureti.
I did write down Yo-Yo the Fire Maker.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we'll see if anything happens out of that.
Right. I don't know. I could really go for some hot pineapple, though.
Oh, me too.
It might make me feel better.
All right, so Uriel's dead.
Maybe I'll remember my name.
The artist formerly known as...
But Yo-Yo is alive and well.
Yes.
I bet that Trillium really likes hot pineapple, too.
Yeah. I am no longer Uriel. I am
pineapple
Yo-Yo
as
the
like
Fire.
a strain of something that you can maybe use to communicate with stones, but...
We really like it on pizza.
Oh, I
But
don't
it
know.
turns out that Joseph does not.
Gross. So you're outside, Trillium's outside conversing with the stones of the Cathedral of Josea.
By the way, for those of us who are watching that happen, she's talking really slowly.
Yes.
Stones.
And smoking like
And there's a
right up
cloud of
against
smoke.
She's like, yo.
So bad. Laramie's inside, checking the place out. Clear. Well, he and the artist formerly known as Uriel are melting some of the snow away, looking at some different
Trying to find some
spots,
clues or
finding
something.
From what you can tell, but based on what's around, it looks like the stones that have been removed from the cathedral are in places that you recognize as a paladin of Josea, places where stories had been written in different spots. So, like, there was even one or two of you up there about how you found this especially secret or especially hidden item, the mystery that Laramie Burnsteel uncovered the mystery of blah in the year blah. That stone is gone. And there are several like that are gone. So things that kind of held the story together of what Josea was all about, those are the pieces that are starting to be missing.
I mean, can you use fire to put words on the stone?
I never tried that before. Try to do that.
Well, maybe they have them around. Maybe when we find them. But I mean, you could rewrite the stories.
The Sharpies of Josea.
Yeah.
Just need something to write with.
But yeah,
The Dremel of Josea.
Yeah, sure, it could be done.
Can we figure out a trail on that, or is it?
So it's a yes and no thing. You could probably follow the trail. If you had a ranger, you'd probably have a better chance. But in the meantime, the snow that leaves clear tracks. However, it's still snowing heavily, so they're getting covered, and you guys have walked over some of the tracks. But if you had an expert tracker, that's a possibility.
I wonder if we have one of those in this cathedral.
Yeah, cloud's pretty good usually.
Yeah. Cloud? My name is Larry Burnsteel, pal of Josea. Go, Joe. Can you track me some cultists, please?
Woof.
Right. So, were he to locate Bretton and or Cloud, they're master trackers.
You're probably within 10 feet.
Exactly. All right. So I could use my hunt and track
Yeah.
with roll plus wisdom.
Yeah. So one thing that would be very difficult to track anything by in this climate where you are is sound, but everything else is kind of there.
Smell.
Yeah.
Sight.
Yeah. Because at least with a wolf can track through water, which snow is essentially water,
Right. So shall I roll?
unless you don't want results.
Let's stay here and
Think
be
hard on
drones
that.
and just hang out with half of us.
If you want to not do anything, you're on a good trail.
Right. So I rolled 9 on the dice, and I have a +3 to wisdom.
So
and
you
we got
track
rid of our
the
minus.
hell out of this stuff.
I'm super good at tracking.
It's one of these where you can tell the group that was here based on the footprints, the tracks that are left. They don't carry whatever stone they bring out, so it's probably some kind of magical thing. So, and also with the stones being out of reach in a lot of spots in the church, unless there were ladders, whatever, none of it matches up. It looks like they're magically removing stones from walls and then magically transporting them somewhere. So they come in, and when they leave, their footprints aren't any heavier. When they leave, they go in 2 different directions, pretty much north and south. And you can't really tell from the tracks which ones lead to where the stone might be. But north and south, so you kind of pick which way you're going. I don't remember it may be in that drawer, but the last time we had a drawing of Kingsbury, essentially. We had a map out there. And the cathedral was kind of in the south part of town, closer to the main entrance. That's what I remember. Maybe different.
That sounds right.
But we're going to say it looks like there are tracks that lead out of town and tracks that lead deeper into town. Yeah.
So we check out the tracks deeper into town first.
Sure. I mean, that's all.
But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't even know my name, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
Is it assumed that everybody knows what I... Well, I didn't really pick up any, solid information from that stone. I mean, I know that there's power in the cathedral.
Yeah.
They know there's power in the cathedral.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, we
Well,
assume
in
they're
some ways. I
yeah,
mean,
and
it's
we-
a
we're,
church.
taking pieces of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we assume they're teleporting the pieces out because they're not weighted when they leave.
I think it's
Okay.
easy enough to just say you relayed what you heard,
Okay.
even if it's mostly irrelevant. Look,
Yeah.
the rock said, and there you go. Right? I mean,
Right.
I agree with Tinkerbell that we should follow the tracks north into town, because if that's a dead end, we could go indefinitely far on the southern road. So.
Yeah, heading out of town, right?
Correct. But we know it can only go so far north.
Technically, the keep or the citadel was north of the city,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Kind of thing.
Is in the northern part, right?
Which
That's
has
where
completely been decimated, right? There wasn't much of
Well,
anything left.
the keep itself, yes, but
Yeah.
the neighborhood around with
Yeah.
all the rich folks, not necessarily decimated.
Who was the guy we knew? Did we know somebody in the rich part of
Yeah, there was the barrel maker.
It was.
Because you guys got in there. I can't remember his name. I'm sure I have it written in here, but there was the barrel maker. He was part of the noble folk.
He was my contact.
Yeah.
And I probably wrote him down in my computer that is not booted up. So I'm hoping maybe Mike has it in his superb notebook.
Well, I don't know this time.
If not, we can just call him Wilbur.
We could also
But that
just-
wasn't his name.
We could also just say his house is empty.
Okay.
I'll make it easy. He had a butler that had one can of Campbell's soup that stretched among 6 people. It was that guy. Just because you came in to eat.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
So, you follow the trail north, and you have the result that Bretton had was pretty much you can track your quarry right to its end. The end of it is what looks like a tunnel that goes down under the treasury, and that's actually where the trail stops. It does not look like it goes down underground. Now, because you know how good you are at tracking, there is something that is obscuring the trail, for sure. You're pretty positive they went down there,
So with my hunt
but there's
track,
no evidence that they did.
Right. On a 10 plus, I can either gain a bit of useful information about my quarry
Yep.
or determine what caused the trail to end. So you're
So
saying
I'm going to tell you
ends-
it's ending unnaturally. There's some kind of magical obfuscation or something has caused the trail to go dead here.
Okay.
But it's one of those where it's like the last footprint, it's half a footprint, and then there's like nothing after that. So there's some kind of barrier that just stopped them from being tracked further.
Almost kind of like you got
I was
transported.
gonna say.
Interesting.
Can
So
Trillium-
now they're in the middle of the woods. Those poor
shit.
bastards. But that's where this trail ends.
Do we want to go through the? If
Yeah.
there could be a portal there, do we want to?
Absolutely.
Well, folks, too.
It doesn't
I can't
hurt.
remember who was there before, but you went.
Yeah, I was
we went
there.
in this tunnel.
Yeah, we've been down here before.
But the tunnel was the bad people. I don't know if you remember that. The people. Now, I'm just going to do a little thing that these characters don't necessarily know about. But when we played an alternate group, and they were the evil ones that actually decimated Kingsbury, they went in this tunnel chasing Belinda and her royal guard and everything and killed them all underneath. But this is the tunnel that went down there.
Yeah. We checked this out before.
Yeah,
though.
it was a
Yeah.
bloodbath
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. But that's what caused the mess.
But yeah, Laramie would be all about going down there.
Yeah.
So he'd pull his sword and shield and just like down the tunnel.
Okay,
Okay.
so we've already crossed the.
As soon as he takes a couple of steps
Threshold.
forward, he crosses that. And you notice when he does that, it's like all of the snow that's fallen and gathered on you is just kind of cleared off, and you just walk into a tunnel.
Can I?
It's like
if I-
it's prestidigitation at the entrance or something.
If I
no
turn
trail,
around, can
no
I see them?
footprints. Yeah, if you turn around, they're standing right there.
it seems fine in here. You
And
guys
it-
can come in
and
the
it
door.
seems warmer too.
Yeah, it's actually nice in
All
here.
right, I walk in.
Yeah,
Toasty.
that's nice. It's like it's not just a barrier from the weather, but it's a cleansing walk through as well. So you're no longer cold and damp. You're just dry and at the 60-degree temperature at the entrance.
Making this my new base operation.
Yeah, instead of the 30-something that was outside. Pretty cold stuff. The tunnel goes down beneath the treasury, and the stuff that was down there before, like Mike, you mentioned the whole bloodbath, the mess that was there. It's all been cleaned up. There's a couple of dried up, rust-colored blood stains on the walls, but it's all cleaned otherwise. And it leads to a big room underneath where some of the treasure, it looks like maybe the stuff that you guys left behind or something from somewhere has been reclaimed. There are bits of treasure, and you can also see some of the stones from the cathedral in this large, maybe 20 by 30 room.
Is there any kind of cart down here?
There is no cart.
Okay.
It's just treasure piled up kind of in one corner of the room.
And I assume there's no people in here because
Well, you don't see any, obviously.
Or is there any of the
there,
stones?
there are no obvious people. What's that?
Are any of the stones from the cathedral?
Yeah, they're there.
They're there. Okay.
There's at least 10. And they're all ones with markings on them. They're kind of stacked.
How heavy are each of them?
A few 100 pounds.
Oof.
Well, damn.
Yeah, these are big rocks, big stones. Foundational pieces of the building. Sooner or later, when one's removed from the building, it will just collapse.
Can I talk to these stones too?
I don't see why not.
Well,
Trillium lights it up again.
before I do, like, do we want to talk about what I want to talk to these stones about? Like, you might have some good input since it's your deal, like your religion.
Who are the people in here? Like, did the stones just show up here magically, like teleported, or does people bring them in here? Like, when was the last time they were in here?
All right. Can I ask all this? Like,
I don't see why not.
No, like when it comes to
they
thing
can only answer
talking.
what they know.
All right.
Yeah, the limitation on the ability is you're only going to get information that they know, the thing you're
Right.
talking to.
Okay.
I'd ask how they feel about the people that brought them here too.
Okay. All right. It's just so weird. Like, I don't have to roll.
No.
Yes,
There's
I'm
no
powered.
like
That's what you do.
framework of like.
Whatever you
No,
want.
but you had to get to the level where you chose it in order for it to happen.
This
So
is
it's
true.
not necessarily a freebie.
This is true. It is an
Yeah,
advanced
you had to
move.
live long enough to figure it out.
Okay, so I have a necklace that is like a pipe that I just
Okay.
wear all the time, and it has a special blend that I inhale.
Nice. Okay.
I blow the smoke onto these stones.
That's much more elegant than like a Chewbacca bandolier strap of joints.
Yeah.
That's much more elegant.
So I blow the smoke onto the sacred stones and close my eyes and I begin talking to them.
While she does that, Bretton's kind of like trying to get a contact high.
He's
I'm sure that'll
waddling.
happen.
Towards it, he's like, man, that smells good. It's like, I wish I were a druid.
This is for sacred practices only, Bretton.
Yeah, it's
But for a
ridiculous.
special price, I might be able to hook you up.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm asking. So I want to know how did you get here? Who brought you here?
Best ride ever. You ever move without getting touched? It was.
Yes, actually, I have.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it
Like floating on air.
did time go by when you got here, or was it instantaneous?
It was. We got the ride. Like we were from the cathedral to here, and like 10 minutes or more, maybe.
Oh.
It was nice.
Do stones have a sense of time?
It was like a lot less time than the time that I stayed at the cathedral. A lot less.
I think Trillium might have blown way too much smoke into the stones.
No, man.
Trillium took too much. Too much. Okay. Do you know who brought you here?
It
did I
was
ask you that
the
already?
people dressed like black, like robes and stuff, and then that short dude,
A short dude?
the short, stocky dude.
Short, stocky guy? Okay.
Yeah.
Do they come back here throughout the day
Yeah,
or
every day.
every day? Okay.
Or every few hours, or
and they bring back more stuff, I'm assuming?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got here like many days ago, But these other guys, not so long ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, word. It is so cool. You understand me?
I know. It's exciting. But
I have said hi to everyone who walked in the cathedral for 100 years. You're the first one to talk back.
Oh God, I blew smoke up the wrong stone.
It's so cool.
He's a lonely stone. Okay. So we know that. I'm thinking.
We know that you're thinking.
We know that
Yes.
these guys. We don't know anything about these guys. So.
So everyone else is around. Maybe you're only hearing half of the conversation, but you can contribute. You know?
Okay, so
Ask him.
I'm relating like what I'm hearing to you guys. So input, like whatever, if you want me to like specifically.
When was the last time they were here?
Yeah, when was the last time they were here? Within a few hours
They
ago.
just left, man.
Oh, they
when I
just
heard the
left.
footsteps, I thought it was them, and then I was like, no, it's not like droney footsteps. It's different people. And then you showed up.
Oh, droney footsteps, eh?
So, does that mean we can follow a trail out of here to someplace else? Or does it just go back down south? That's what we're thinking.
I don't know. Maybe. I haven't walked back out. I also didn't walk in.
So we
You don't
either
have
wait,
legs.
we either stake this out and wait for him to show up again, which probably won't be till tomorrow. Or the church, and we wait there, whatever.
Yeah.
Or we go the southern route and see if we could find out where they're hiding out.
I mean, one of those three is warm.
Warm in here.
I think you should mess with them. You put one rock back, and they take one, and then you put it back, and see what they say.
Okay, Stone.
I bet
You have been so much help.
They're actually pretty
And we're
heavy.
gonna get you back to the cathedral with your friends.
That'd be cool.
And you've been a lot of help.
Yeah, I have.
Good job.
I did something.
All right, so then I take one more little toke
Help me.
and I blow it onto him
man.
just for I'm feeling generous, you know. So, and that is my thanks to him.
Come
Thank you.
back again, lady.
Sure thing.
Stone talking lady dude.
That's awesome.
All right, so with that,
So what are y'all gonna do?
I mean, we should just make a trap in here and then jump out and get them.
Supplies.
Oh, we got another day to wait, probably.
I mean,
Days
they could
or
be back in
hours
a
or
couple
something.
hours.
Yeah,
and it
Stones
sounds
are
like
sort of wishy-washy on time.
Yeah.
So
that's true. Could've
And
been-
he's underground too. Doesn't get to see daylight, nighttime. So even if they were telling time, kind of lost.
yeah, possible.
I think of these things. It's kind of scary.
I mean, it sounds like there was some sort of portal-esque situation going on with these, getting these things in here.
Yeah, some type of teleportation.
Yeah. Do we want to
Maybe.
explore that? Maybe we can find where they are.
You guys know the secret word now, right?
No? Do we?
Yeah, nobody remembers it. I'm the only one that knows that hot pineapple sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Hot pineapple sucks. We just won't be able to say that secret word because hot pineapple is so awesome.
See, game over, man.
Particularly with ham and
talking about
bacon.
oogie oogie,
Yeah, oogie, boogie, boogie. Yes. Yeah, so you got to figure out what your next step is. Where you going to go? What you going to do?
Well, there's the southern trail we could follow, but it's cold.
I mean,
It is outdoors.
and it would be out of town.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I think we want to either stake out the church or here.
Yeah, at least we more controlled space.
I guess I give Trillium one more bit of info. According to The Rock, all of the rocks that have been taken from the cathedral are here.
Okay.
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 So as far as that whole southern trail, none of the rocks were taken that way. The people went that way, I guess, but
Right.
all of the rocks that have been taken so far from the cathedral are here in this room. Huh. So, people have thoughts and they want to do stuff. They have to just say them out loud.
So,
I wouldn't mind waiting for them to show up.
Okay?
That's just my...
Camp out in this spot and wait.
I mean, it sounds like they're coming back pretty regularly, so
Okay.
On the reg.
I think we should do that as
On
well.
the reg.
All right. If we do that, I want to cast Sanctuary in here, sort of
Ooh.
walk the perimeter of the area.
Read it and tell me what you're doing.
As you cast a spell, you walk the perimeter of the area, consecrating it to your deity. As long as you stay within this area, you are alerted when someone acts with malice within this sanctuary, including entering with harmful intent. Anyone who receives healing within the sanctuary receives plus 1d4.
Okay. What does it look like when you do that?
I think he has sort of like this like little bag of dust that he like has on his belt that he doesn't use very often, but he sort of like sprinkles it as he goes around the area. So he walks even out to the stairs and then like cuts around the outside. So he makes sure that he gets the room and the hallway.
What kind of dust is it?
It's like
Bretton flake dust.
no, only one person has bread and flake.
That's my dust.
This
My
is just
flakes.
like a sort of a rare chalk dust from
Okay.
these mountains up north.
From the rare chalk beast of the mountains.
Yeah, rare chalk beast dust.
Yes. Okay. So you're drawing a chalk line around the area
Yeah,
where you're going to be
essentially,
murdered.
yeah.
I like it. It's a precondition there.
Wait, what? What was that
Okay.
last part?
See, nothing. So you do that, and then you guys settle in. What amongst the characters, and I'm presuming it's going to take a couple of hours because I'm going to say it is. What has happened that you guys should be talking about? I mean, I'm saying things like we've talked in between, recordings. Do you guys want to talk about any of the stuff so all the characters are on the same page for when something happens? Because
I'm assuming Drummond's a little dude, stocky guy. I don't know who these other guys are. Are they the statue people that he was hanging out with earlier? Are they somebody else?
Could be wizards. I don't know. People wear cloaks.
If you don't know who it is, it's probably a wizard.
Probably a wizard.
Yeah. And how many were there? Do we have a number on how many people in cloaks?
Let's say 9.
So, I mean, need to get some reinforcements, maybe.
Yeah, it's a lot of
You set traps or anything,
mysterious
Ranger?
folk.
Set
I
some
mean,
snares?
Yeah, are you
Not
trap expert?
particularly the way like a rogue would, but I'm sure I could be talked into helping. I don't have a particular skill for trapping.
Talked into helping.
You would think as a ranger you would have some basic animal trap skills, but
But what would you want to do? Because we can just make it a roll based on some skill you've got.
what would you want me to do?
I don't know. I mean, anything to take a couple people out of play would be nice, even if they're just disabled for a little while. So we're not 9 against 4 all at once.
What would that be?
Get some any type of
Tripwires?
tripwires, punji sticks, whatever you got going on.
Paint cans on a string going over the stairs.
Swinging axe blades or something.
You break some Christmas ornaments, put it on the ground.
Throw a handful of Legos at the entrance.
Yeah. Leave some roller skates laying around, anything.
Roller skate.
So basically
That's
create some
Mark
traps, basic traps on the perimeter to kind of
This almost sounds like a collaborative effort now.
it does.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Everybody who wants to be involved in that, roll 1d6, and out of that, we'll take the 2 best dice.
Involved in setting
Involved
traps?
in trying to make it difficult for them to get back in.
Oh, we all got 4s so
They all
far.
have 4s.
I don't know how I would contribute.
Oh.
There you go. So 8.
So-
Huh?
Okay. So that means I'm going to let something happen. So towards the entrance, you set up what? Somebody pick what it is.
Let's have a slab like a rock just fall on him. Let's get one of the pieces from your thing just fall on a guy. Some
Interesting.
payback.
And in the background, we hear Not me, man.
Dude, I kind of want to crush him, but I don't want to get the goo on me.
And I'm like, sorry, guys. He's still coming down.
Yeah, no goo.
Still hearing
No
the
goo.
voices.
No goo.
Use Philip. He loves the goo.
Yeah. They pour wine on him all the time, and
He was part of the
loves
altar.
it.
He loves getting bloody.
Yeah. Set that up. Maybe set some sharp stuff up.
So
on
we
the
kind of,
floor.
yeah. Well, I'm thinking it's more like you're just setting a thing with a rock leaning or something, and they're going to hit this thing, and the rock's just going to fall over on them.
Yeah.
Kind
Sounds
of
good.
seems reasonable. Seems like something that this group could pull off.
Hopefully.
Okay. So a couple hours pass, and you hear a little bit of crunching of snow. Like, who actually would be closest to the entrance? Because this is a far way in, a couple 100 feet at least. Who might be close to the entrance keeping a watch out?
Probably me.
Yeah. So, Bretton, you hear the crunching of snow, and you kind of peek out and you see through the falling snow some figures coming with a big stone just kind of levitating in between them. Do you want to do
So I would-
anything before they hit the entrance?
Well, I would certainly yell that back, I guess, to my.
So they can hear it too then?
Well,
You do hand motions?
I mean, if they were watching me, I could send Cloud back to bark.
There you go.
I understand clouds,
Yeah,
so
That's a
I'd
good
tell
point.
Cloud to come back in.
So what should Cloud say? Because that's what Trillium's going to
Right.
hear.
It's like, creepy hooded figures coming with stone.
There you go.
all right. Creepy hooded figures coming with stone.
stone.
Alert,
Now.
alert.
Alert, alert.
And Laramie sort of can't turn it off, so he's like motioning, like you go over here, you go over here, get behind the stones, and he gets a spot that they can't see him when they walk in. So
So is Bretton going to come back or kind of meet them there? Because they're about to come in. That's why I want to know.
Yeah, I
what
think I
you're
would
gonna do.
probably fall back with the party rather because
Okay.
I don't know that I want to start shooting them, for example.
So as you're heading back, you probably keep glancing back over your shoulder to see what's going on. They reach the entrance. They hit that little trip that you set up, and the rock just kind of thud over. But you hear it, not like a rock hitting the floor, but a rock hitting something else. Kind of a squishy thud, if you will. But there's no cry of pain or anything. And then the other ones just kind of float past the rock, like they kind of go up over and past. But they're still walking. It's just like they didn't made no effort to get over the rock.
These might be the town folk.
So, who knows?
These are town folk.
I guess you'll
drones.
find out when you check their dead remains.
Yes.
Man.
Within a few seconds, Bretton's back with the group. You're steadying an ambush now, or readying an ambush.
absolutely, yeah.
So let's treat this as some kind of preparatory thing. I don't even know if there's a move even close to this, preparing an ambush kind of thing.
That would be pretty cool.
But I do want to give you guys some kind of benefit to the preparation. So I guess what I want to do is Laramie was issuing orders, if you will, telling people go here, go here, go there. So let's do it this way that this is almost like your charge move, I would say. You're the first into battle, but it's kind of the reverse of a charge, an ambush.
Yeah.
Let's use that. Do you have a roll for that? Or is it just
It's
when
just
you're
a
the first
plus one
in?
if I'm the first one to
Okay.
into
So what this will do then is with a properly prepared ambush, which I'm going to say you guys have it, as long as Laramie is the first to act, everyone can take a +1 when they act.
Sweet.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Whatever the action is, you'll have it.
So are we sure we want to ambush? Like, being that these might be just town folk that are under,
You
know,
don't have to
control?
ambush to kill.
Yeah. We're just,
Okay, so
I know
we
that's
can
your first
kinda-
thought.
Like, I got my bow and arrow ready. Like,
Yeah, shoot him in the knee.
I'm ready to kill, but...
I mean, that's a good option too. I mean,
okay,
they could also be monsters.
true.
Yes, you don't have to
But-
start with a throat shot.
Look, they're
The
just
stone
robots.
did
It's
say
fine.
drone-like, and we know... Now, does
Well, Bretton would have seen that it's a steady plodding. They're in no rush.
Right.
They're just they're in unison step, and there's this rock floating between them.
Is it the same vibe as the slaves that we were following down the?
No, because they seemed more normal,
Okay.
and this is just almost like animated things.
Right.
Is there a short, stocky guy with them?
Not that you've seen yet.
Okay.
Okay.
right,
So
I'm
when
good.
they reach the entrance to the room, there are two of these figures, and right behind them is the big stone from the cathedral. Go.
All right, so Laramie's sort of close to the door, the
Yep.
entrance, and he swings out, sword in hand, and
Yep.
puts it to the one guy's throat, and is like, "That's church property. You're gonna back down, son."
You're not going to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Laramie Bernstein.
No, but I like. All right. So
That's
you
church
do that,
property.
and when you do that, as it's walking forward, the clothing catches on the sword, and the air just keeps moving beneath it.
So he doesn't stop.
It
Okay.
didn't stop. You have like a cloak draped over your sword now,
Okay.
and there's no being that walked out from under it.
So now we have a naked guy on our hands.
Well, invisible naked, if he's still there.
All right. I don't think this will go well. All right. Let me slash at it, I guess.
Slash at.
Where he used to be,
where he is-
or
okay.
right next to his friend.
So roll me a hack and slash. Everyone else sees this. Get ready. I mean, you're acting also right
Yeah.
after Laramie. He just had to be the first to act.
Okay, so 6 on the dice, plus
Okay.
3, plus the bonus one,
Yeah,
puts it at a 10.
that's nice. So while you're slashing through the air, it feels like you're slashing through thicker air, but not like you're hurting anything. So not quite as thick as water, but thicker than air. Like maybe it's magic there or something.
And it doesn't affect like the stone flying.
It doesn't
behind
seem to,
doesn't
no.
dip at all.
No.
Okay.
Who's next?
I will see if I can get my burning brand going. See if I
Okay.
can flame on.
Any specific form?
I will do the long sword again.
Okay.
Extra,
The
extra long sword.
Yeah. The
The claymore almost, yeah.
So the word I'm looking for, the accentuated extra long, the exaggerated long sword.
Yes, right.
That's what we could call it.
All right, it's 11, so I'm definitely going to get that.
Yeah, you get that. That's for sure.
And if you allow me to take an attack at the same time.
Oh yeah,
that's
go
cool.
for it.
So
I see it as a fluid motion.
Okay.
It's like somebody drawing a weapon and using it.
I'll go for try to like pierce whatever, not what he attacked, but like something that still has a cloak around it, so
Okay.
I have more of a targeting,
Yep,
on it,
yep.
just to see if I can stab
So
in.
the other one in the front.
Yep,
Just leave it
13,
at that. Okay.
right into it.
So when that happens, the sword hits it, and the cloak just kind of immediately goes up in flames, but it doesn't stop everything from continuing to move forward.
So I feel like a force like if I'm stabbing forward, I feel this force push me.
I guess.
Or start
kinda.
pushing down the
It doesn't
sword.
really push as much as. I mean, I always think of the image I'm getting in my head is you see these old or any horror movie where the ghost flies through you, and on the screen they feel the ghost having flown through them, but it doesn't really knock them down or anything.
Gotcha.
That kind of feeling, if you can relate to that. I can't, except for on TV and movies, but it's
try to-
that type of thing.
I try to discern realities, see if I can figure out what this is somehow.
Let's see what others are doing, and then yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been prepared to attack with my bow, but seeing what's happening, I would get the sense that maybe that's
You
not
can
going to be
still
effective.
shoot. I mean, you can still let the arrow go regardless.
Okay.
Right? I mean, maybe the cloaks are important. If you just shoot through a couple of cloaks.
Yeah,
There might be one real guy under here.
Yeah.
I think I would, even though I could do multiple targets, I think I'll just do one to see if it works.
Okay.
5 on the dice, plus 3 decks.
You have a +1 for Laramie.
Yeah. +1 because Laramie
8.
set up the amber.
For ambush.
9, and then do I still have my -1 on decks? I can't remember.
No, because you had been tended to.
Okay, so 9. I think total.
Is it, or is it 10? I thought it was 10.
Sorry, 5 plus 3.
It's 9.
Yeah,
Okay.
plus 1. 9.
All right. Then what are you doing for the 7 and 9 volley result?
That is an excellent question.
It's on the basic move sheet on the front.
Do, 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 do.
It matters because one of the options is to reduce damage. So I need to know.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I will do the. I have to move to get the shot, placing me in danger of the DM's choice.
All right. I like that idea. All right. So the shot gets off. It goes through. It does hit the cloak, and essentially the arrow catches the cloak, and then it goes up against the wall and kind of notches into the wall. So it's like a cloak hanging on the wall. And when that happens, the stone becomes unsteady and falls onto your foot, and you're kind of trapped where you're standing. What does Trillium do?
Okay. So Trillium
Yeah.
has the same idea. She's got her bow and arrow ready, but she's seeing all this crazy shit unfold in front of her. Like, these things are not being taken down. So,
Well, they might be. You just don't know.
well, they're like kind of disappearing on the spot,
Yeah.
or, you know, like just, I don't know what's going on. So, I have in my handy dandy pouch of magical
Handy dandy stuff.
herbs and spices and things that can help elevate
Yeah.
one's mind and spirit. So let's say, okay, so I use a special blend of different, very old, ancient dirt, and maybe some like ground up
Ranger skin.
shells. Yeah, Bretton skin flake. I mean, I'm putting it all in there.
Okay,
and I'm
okay.
like, I'm putting it on my arrow just to see if maybe it'll open up something with these
Okay.
entities or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to fire a shot with the arrow that has a little bit of that on there to see if it might reveal something.
Okay.
Or possibly kill whatever it is that's
Let's try it.
doing the thing.
So now you have to do a volley, which is on that basic move sheet, that the second one there. That's when you're shooting. You're shooting your bow and arrow. I guess technically you're shooting the arrow from the bow. Does anyone really shoot a bow?
Plus 1d6.
Probably not. You can throw it.
Let's see shot up
So
roll
that's
with your
plus
bow.
3.
Yeah.
Oh, you're +4 then technically. 'Cause of the
Wait, I
ambush.
think I was just reading the wrong thing. Hang on.
You're in the right
Plus
spot.
text.
Yeah,
Okay.
then you just gotta see what you get.
All right. 11. So that's
Nice.
not bad.
There's a lot of 4s being rolled.
Yeah.
A lot of force today.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so
So
how
the
is
arrow
it?
goes.
How is it 11?
You get the +1 bonus for the ambush.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So 11.
The first time everyone acted, we're doing a +1 because you were prepared for this
Well, 8 plus
situation.
3 is already 11.
Yeah, so it's
So it's 12.
anyway, it's over 10, so we're good.
Yeah.
We'll call it a 10.
We'll call it a draw.
We'll call it a draw.
What the heck happens? Nailed that guy. What happens?
So
Or apparently nailed him. Who knows?
the arrow, rather than going through like Bretton's did and catching the cloth and just going off to the wall, the arrow stops right in the head of the cloak. And the thing doesn't stop, but it stopped right there. And it's still moving, and they were bringing the stone in, but the stone happened to fall because of Bretton onto his foot.
Ow.
And you hear behind, kind of a gruff voice that some might recognize. It says, "What's going on up there?"
What does it sound like?
You've lost a lot of your memories. I'm not
Drummond?
sure.
Not that many.
So for those who are not losing bits of themselves, you would recognize it as the voice you heard in Jolly Gerald's Forge. Now, you may recognize it, but I'm just thinking there's so many little bits and
Yeah.
pieces here and there.
Now, Laramie has never heard this voice, but he is.
You may have heard it in the cave when you were following the people, because he would have been
Okay.
barking orders here and there. But you may not know it as him for sure, but it's at least a little familiar.
But like the invisible people aren't being hostile at the moment, so he is going to like push down the hallway to find this person.
Okay.
And like try to take him out.
Well, you see a gruff dwarf dressed all in gray. He's got a long, dark beard and a really angry look on his face. And he's also holding a staff that he doesn't look like it's the kind of thing he would normally hold, but it's like he's holding it as like an instrument of some type, not like a musical instrument, but like he's guiding.
All right, I want to put the shield up and
Yeah.
like just run as fast as I can right into him, flatten him to the ground.
Well, let's try that. I'm going to treat that as strength.
Sounds good.
Because he's not a weak guy either. Let's see what happens.
Okay. That's a 9.
A 9. Okay. So you go
give
forward.
Me a chip?
You go forward.
I can't stand Drummond. So anything
Oh, you're going to give him a 10?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, okay. All right. So you charge forward. And what happens is you hit him. You knock him to the ground. But as you reach him and you hit him, the staff he's holding kind of flies off to the side. And other people notice as Laramie went charging ahead. You may not see everything that happens. But after there's this big thud in the hallway, all of the cloaks kind of fall to the ground and the rock settles firmly onto Bretton's foot. And it's not like breaking any bones or anything, but you're not able to move your foot. But there's this, the big whoof let out of air as you plunge shield first right at the dwarf. You knock him down, and he immediately starts scurrying underneath you.
I'm running right up there to get a piece of him.
Which piece?
Whatever I can put my flaming sword into.
And who else is doing anything? Well, Bretton isn't moving yet.
Not running anywhere.
Right.
I'm just sitting here going, yo,
Yeah,
little help.
Little
help.
Okay, so, and this is kind of just like, I have some questions.
Go for it.
So I have elemental mastery.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you
my-
do.
Favorite.
See, questions are good because that leads to you doing more stuff with your character.
Right, and so you mentioned you're getting your flame sword out.
Oh, it's out.
It's out. Fully unsheathed.
Fully unsheathed, and he is swinging it around.
It's so hot right now.
Where is it? Hang
He
on.
already set fire to a cloak.
Up here.
No. So World Talker and Elemental Mastery, it's like the same thing, but with the World Talker, I don't have to roll.
Well, elemental mastery is you make the elements do what you want.
Yeah, like
So
you can
like,
move
shape.
earth and stone
Yeah.
and master storms and all kind of awesome.
Can you move
Or
fire?
create them.
Like that? That's your.
Yeah, I can do
Yeah.
fire, but that's all I can do is fire. Can't do anything else.
Huh.
Can't do water or wind or.
I'm just thinking,
earth.
like, is there any way I can kind of second you with Elemental Mastery somehow with fire? Like,
Tinkerbell's kind of like a one-dimensional druid.
Yeah.
yeah, like.
And a little psychic.
No, I wouldn't worry about that with me.
I mean, you could also use it
Okay.
to make a little notch in the stone that a foot could come out of.
Yeah. You could tell the stone to move.
I can.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Is
I mean,
isn't
it's
that
part
what-
of the stone is one of the elements.
Elemental
Fire,
mastery
water,
part.
air, earth.
So what would Bretton
No,
might
never
be
mind,
doing?
never mind.
I mean,
Never
you can't
mind,
move your
yeah.
foot, but you have an animal companion somewhere.
That's true. I can.
Maybe back at the church. Who knows?
No. I can
Yeah.
control cloud, and I mean, I can still shoot, but
Yeah. You can shoot more than butt.
more than
Never
what?
mind. You
Butt.
could just,
You said you
butt?
could shoot butt.
That's true. I can shoot more than
that
butt.
just means you could
You
turn
can.
into other things.
You can
and talk
pick.
to other things.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So, sorry. Do your thing.
Do your thing.
Do what you
Yeah.
gotta do.
Well, I want to go up there and see if I could sink this flaming sword into Drummond's chest.
Well, right now, Drummond has a sizable Laramie on top of him.
Right.
So,
Laramie
how
is-
would you approach that?
Laramie's definitely talking to him. He's like, sir, I am Laramie Bernstein, Paladin of Josea. I believe that your name is Drummond. And,
And
I
that's
have
the
a few
soundtrack to you running slow motion
Yeah.
up to Drummond.
I have a few friends
Yeah,
that
like,
want to
I'm
say a
going to
word
do a
to you.
jumping thing to come down, like stab him, like stabbing, like this, right into his face.
I don't know if Laramie would see this and want to get out of the way. Or
I'm
not.
really
You
hoping,
can feel the heat coming.
Mr. Drummond, that when he rams that fire sword down, it's not through my back. So I'm going to give you a moment here to say your piece with the world. So I don't think this is going to be fun for you.
there's an episode title. This is not going to be fun.
It's
for
not
you.
going to be fun for you.
Because I know you could just talk to him later, so I'm not worried about it.
So as you are just about there,
Yeah.
Uriel, or whoever you are.
Yeah. Yo-yo, the flaming
Yo-yo,
the flame. Yo-yo, the flame boy.
Yo-yo the flame,
Yo, yo,
the
yo,
fire
yo,
maker.
yo, it's
the
yo-yo.
fire maker. The farther ahead of where Laramie and Drummond are in the hallway, you see the old guy from the city, the underground city, and
Wait, where do we see him?
That's
Right
where
down the hall.
Uriel sees him in the hallway,
All right.
like he was following the others, or as if he were following the others. He's standing there with just a hand out, and when you get within like 5 feet, you just kind of stop in your tracks,
Well, am I in midair? Like,
practically.
Floating.
Maybe you still
I'm
have a
still
foot
float-
on the ground. You're not defying
Yeah,
gravity,
okay.
but you are held in place.
okay. Flaming.
And then Drummond gives you this really snarky look, Laramie, and says, "No, I don't think you're gonna like what happens next. Get off."
I don't think so, sir.
It's come to my attention that you have some church property.
We're looking for lost and found of rocks.
I mean, if anything, he would press harder and then like look
Yeah.
up at the mayor coming through, and he's like, "What are you doing here? You're a little bit far from town."
His tone is different from what the way he was, kind of like flighty or just there when he was in the underground city, and his answer is just pretty straightforward. It's just I'm doing what is written. You are in defiance of balance.
I mean, if I'm doing it, then it's gonna be written. So maybe I'll step back, go back to town.
I want to say, but the thing is, he wouldn't say this. I want to say, you don't know how this works, do you? But he wouldn't say that. There's no, you're wrong.
I'm gonna burn you the way to paradise, old man.
Oh, I like that. He says, no. Poof, your sword goes out.
Now listen,
He thinks he knows what he's doing.
you just get back
For sure.
to Blandtown, and I'm gonna take care of this fella.
Blandtown.
We're gonna walk him back here, and my
lap
friend's
sacks.
going to have some mean words to say to him. But you need to get.
You've
Yeah.
disturbed the
Come on,
city
man.
of balance. And he does another motion, and you go off of Drummond, and you and Uriel are kind of like stuck in a spider web in midair.
Well, this is a predicament.
And Drummond gets up and spits on you.
Oh,
Oh,
that was
I figure.
uncalled for.
Oh, he's gonna get his comeuppance.
Finally, I'm going to let Laramie hate Drummond.
Oh,
Welcome to the club, buddy.
that's just gross. I mean, who
Laramie.
does that?
And it smells like rocks and disappointment.
Oh man, you've been eating disappointment again.
Yeah. Yes, he has. Poor feller.
Well,
So back in the room, what is what are the ranger and the druid up to? You can hear half of this at least, because they're maybe 50 feet down the hall,
Okay.
and the sound does carry.
Right. Man, I kind of want to shoot this wizard with one of my dipped arrows. Like,
Maybe. And I can imagine as a background noise, there's a constant stream of curses coming out of Uriel. I can imagine that happening. Does that sound right?
yeah.
Chris isn't paying attention.
What was
Yes.
I said I could imagine as a background noise, there's just a constant stream of curses coming out of Uriel.
that? Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, as long as I can still speak, I'm
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
dropping F bombs like crazy, or PH bombs actually.
pH bombs.
For bombs.
Does Bretton have line of sight on Drummond?
No. Just out of sight, but within earshot.
Yeah, the only light probably well, not for me anymore. If he's got light going down the hallway, I don't know.
No, I mean I'm probably close to the entrance, but
I mean, there's light, put it that way. There's,
But it's dimmer
There's
now,
a
yeah.
necessary light in the area, so it's there. So what back in the room, you guys have heard this, some kind of reaction?
Has she got the stone off of my foot yet?
I don't know. Has she tried?
I have
don't think so.
not. I'm still coming down from
Summon Prybar.
stone interaction, but no. Okay, so I'm gonna
Yeah, I guess you can using that. You could tell it.
I think you could just talk. Yeah.
The other
Tell
thing
the
you could
stone to
do
move.
is you could both just kind of try and lift it. I know it seems mundane, but
That's true. You think we can push
probably-
this thing
that's probably
off together?
safer.
Let's try.
try
I need to get
it,
this
yeah.
off my foot, otherwise
like
I
a
can't do
crowbar or
anything
something,
here.
or-
So
But I
All right.
figure between the two of you and maybe even Cloud putting a shoulder into it,
Yeah,
you
we
might
can
be
push
able
it
to move
off
the rock enough to free you so that you can take some other
so you
action.
can shimmy out.
okay, do we have to roll or are we good?
Let's just say as long as you all participate, since it was my idea, sure, it just happened.
Okay, great. High five. Yay! We did it.
Oh man, my foot hurts.
Can I see
Yes,
Drummond?
it would. As soon as you go up the hallway about 10 feet, yes.
Okay, I want to.
So let's say you go up the hallway 10 feet, and you see Drummond, and you see the old man that you hadn't seen previously. There's an old.
But I heard
He
him.
looks like an old wizard.
Right, but I've
Yeah,
I've
but
been listening.
where you weren't here for the last recording. That's when he first showed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
kind of
Trillium
ignorant
had
to
not
who
seen
this
him
guy
yet,
is.
but this would be the old man from scene 2.
Okay.
He's like the balance keeper.
He's something.
He's the mayor.
I feel like if I
the mayor of
tango with
Blandville.
him,
Blandville.
bad things will happen to me.
Well, if we're doing this right, bad things should happen to you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think because if I feel like if I fire a shot at Drummond, the wizard's gonna be like, and then if I fire a shot at the wizard, he's really gonna be like, So
Although
What
it might
do I
distract
do?
him enough that he breaks whatever is
that's
on
what I'm
us.
thinking. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna. All right. So I'm going back in, and I'm doing the ancient dirt, the ground up shells, a little bit of Bretton
Okay.
skin flakes.
Do you want to just pull
Not
that?
sure if
you want
it'll-
to pull that arrow out of the cloak that's hanging in midair and just shoot it again?
Yeah. Let's go.
It's right there.
Yeah. All right. I'm going for
Do
it.
that.
I don't remember what I need, but
Volley.
Oh, you need a 10.
oh yeah, 10 and then plus 3. Yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah.
11, 12, 13, 14.
So you're rolling well enough for it to happen. That's for sure.
Yes.
She rocked it.
So the arrow flies and stops in the same spot where Laramie and Uriel, or the artist formerly known as Uriel, are hanging in the air. Like they were stuck in a spider. The arrow just kind of stops right there, the same spot.
So it doesn't
go
even
any
reach the
further.
wizard.
No,
He's like
but it
Neo
was dead
without
on.
bullets.
You'd have had him between the eyes. You would have.
Okay. Does this get his
You did
attention?
exactly what you wanted. It just not have the intended result.
Okay.
Bretton,
Yeah.
you've seen this.
Bretton.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
What do?
I mean, like I said,
Cloud
normally
to
my
the
instinct would be to
rescue.
shoot, but that's not going to work. So,
And Drummond is just kind of like standing back, or he's gotten up and he's backed up, pretty much like he's the kid who just got defended by the bully, and he's kind of back there like nah 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 nah.
So I would try to send Cloud in,
He's a prick. Yeah.
and
So Cloud's
I may
kind of
have some-
stubborn.
yes,
Cloud's gonna reach right up to that spot. So run up quickly, reach up to that spot, and kind of like reach out with a paw, and realize it's gonna get stuck and pulls it back right away.
Now, would she get stuck with her newfound powers?
Let's see what that is. Tell us. What is that?
Well, so when we went up to level 8, my animal companion can become a monster, not an animal, and gets +2 to ferocity and +1 to instinct, plus a new training. And rather than abandoning Cloud and taking like a totally new monster,
Yeah.
I think we had agreed that Cloud could have a new enhanced
Mist.
power, and so she's going to be able to turn into mist,
Like-
almost
like
like a
a
vampire
cloud.
or a
Yes.
cloud.
Yeah.
And go through places where she might otherwise not be able to go, and then reform into her wolf form. So, I wonder if she could pass through this barrier.
So, describe how you want to, how you think that happens with Cloud, or how you want it to be happening with Cloud. Like,
mean,
what actually happens to the wolf? What?
Yeah, I mean, I would envision it as she's running and
Yeah.
literally mid stride, she
Okay.
turns into like a vapor mist, but really quickly, like,
Yeah.
and then can just come out of it almost just as quickly. And it's something that I don't command. She decides.
So when you just described
wants
that,
to.
I was just thinking of all the old Roadrunner cartoons where Roadrunner speeds up and there's just a poof.
Yeah.
But that's actually cloud, right? That poof of smoke in the air is cloud. Okay, so that happens. Let's say cloud backs up to get a nice running start, and in mid-stride turns into that mist, and that mist does pass through this area, and right on the other side of it is the end of the episode.
Oh.
And we'll see what
Seems to be
happens.
happening a lot around.
It does.
Yeah.
It's like every hour or so.
That was fun.
But we'll stop it there and see what happens when cloud reaches the other side next time on Adventures in the Show.
Alrighty.
But in the meantime, we can all say bye.
Thanks for listening.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.